His remarkable story.
When I first came here, I was working in the sewing machine shop, making uniforms internal uniforms for prisoners to wear for various jobs. When you're young, a few months at a time in prison, you don't see how much of your life you're wasting laying in that cell.
54-year-old Martin Elliott has spent most of his adult life in and out of jail.
Martin, take me back to when you first started getting into drugs and crime. When was that? What happened?
I was about 14, I suppose. I started getting into drugs, experimenting, as they say, you know. It was all pills in them days in the early 70s, and it was a laugh. You start a bit of vandalism and sort of escalate to stealing cars. And I suppose I started off as a bit of just a yobbo. I suppose I'd be up for an ASBO nowadays. Well, normal people drive along the road looking at scenery, and you're looking around for opportunities all the time. You just get to know what will be easy. Yeah. Just see a lorry parked up and you might be interested to open the back up and see what's in them. Just places with no alarms. Just anything that looks like you'd be able to steal something that was worth something, you know.
But Martin's life of crime came at a cost. It destroyed his marriage and ruined his relationship with his family.
So how did you feel about your dad when you were younger?
I didn't really have any feelings towards him. To be quite honest, I hated him. I didn't want him to be part of my life or nothing really, because he wasn't there, he'd never helped me, and he'd walked out and left me and my mum.
Martin, what was life like for you back then?
Back then, while I was living it, you think it's great, you think it's good, you know, you go out and you break in somewhere and steal something, and you suddenly got all this money in your hands. The adrenaline rush, because you know you're up on offer of getting caught for it, but you get away with it. It feels fantastic.
But Martin didn't always get away with his crimes. In all, he spent a total of 10 years behind bars.
So when you were at school, was it quite embarrassing, people knowing that your dad was in prison?
Sometimes it was, because obviously some people did used to bully me because of it. Used to try and put me down, say that I would make me feel different to everyone. But eventually I just got used to it and just learnt to ignore it, really. I didn't really care what they thought about me. I mean, no family's perfect, are they?
What's the hardest thing about being locked up?
It's hard to explain, really. As you go along, it's the things you're missing that you've realised as you go along. Obviously, your family and friends, you've lost contact with them. Just life in general. As things crop up, normally you'd be able to do something, you can't do it. This is it, this is your life.
It was during his last time in prison that he was given an opportunity that would change his life.
Good morning, love. How are you? All right, it's lovely, isn't it, eh? That'd suit you, sitting in front of the telly with your feet up on that. I think that one's sold, actually, but we get them in quite often. Yeah. Thank you very much. No, that's all right, I could do that, not a problem. You struggled all the way in here with them. Now, you had your workout for the day. Here are girls. There's more.
Martin's life was completely transformed thanks to Ryder Care.
There you are. I can see you enjoying yourself.
While still in prison, Martin was given the chance of working in one of their charity shops. It led to a full-time job. He was so successful that he increased profits at their Braintree shop by 600%.
What's the secret of your success, Martin?
I don't know.
Tell everyone, what's the secret of your success?
Well, in here I changed it around a hell of a lot. When I first came in here, it was sort of cut off in half with units across. There was just stuff stuck behind it, and
so you made the most of the space?
Yeah, I did.
The charity currently employs 60 ex-convicts in its shops and plans to recruit more. All offenders are thoroughly vetted, and so far there have been no problems.
Tracy, why is it you employ ex-criminals? Is it cheap labour for you?
Absolutely not cheap labour. It's about bringing in a different type of volunteer, people who traditionally wouldn't necessarily think about working in a charity shop. Changes our diversity, increases the number of men, and makes it an incredibly pleasant place to work.
Make out your back then in the trenches, all right?
Martin's been lucky. The National Probation Service claims ex-offenders are 13 times more likely to be unemployed than the rest of the population.
Were you ever kind of wary of Martin because of his background when you first met him? Were you ever wary of, you know, the kind of person he was because of his past?
No, not at all. No, I mean, he's such a nice, genuine guy. No, that doesn't concern me at all.
Martin, was there ever a point where people didn't kind of trust you, sort of dealing with money?
No, not really. Well, not since I've been in the position I'm in now, no. I'll just feel this lady. The trust and encouragement I got from all the people in Sir Ryder was incredible. Do you know what I mean? It's considering the life I'd led before, it's just...
Did you ever see yourself doing this kind of thing?
Nah. Is that an L or a U, darling?
Sorry?
Is that an L or a U? What you get to deal with in here, that helps you dealing with stuff out there. No.
Martin still returns to Blunderston Prison in Suffolk, where he was once an inmate in the Special Training Unit. He gives talks about his life and hopes he can encourage others.
I'll always be a criminal. In my mind, I've got a criminal mentality. It's like you learn to ride a bike. You'll always be able to get on a bike and ride it. I know how to break into somewhere, how to steal a car. I know all these things. It's not going to go away, but it's just not acting on them.
When you was working in the shop, how did the people that you were working with, how did they feel working with a criminal?
A lot of the customers know we're inmates working in the shops, and they've not got problems with it. And I've always been open and honest, which is what this place taught me as well. A lot of them go, because you expect to see women working in a charity shop, don't you, hanging dresses up and that. I mean, the one I do is lots of furniture and that as well, but they go, well, how did you come to work here? They're surprised to see a bloke, and I'll tell them from the prison and that, and they're all really supportive. It's, I've worked my way up Sue Ryder to this.
In the 3 years he's been with Sue Ryder Care, Martin's career has taken off. He's now in charge of a huge distribution centre in Braintree.
At the end of the day, you think, how did I come to this? You know what I mean? From what, you know, this is what real people do, not the sort of person I was before, you know. This is the normal sort of life, what I should have been doing years ago. I just try and keep my feet on the ground. I know where I've come from, what I've been before, and I mustn't lose touch with that, you know.
What's your dad like now? How has he changed?
He's a completely different person. I think we're like, as well as being father and daughter, we're really good friends as well, which is really nice.
Hello, darling.
Hello, you alright?
Yeah. You had a good day?
Yeah. Just seeing him having like a proper job and working, you know, I know the company means so much to him. The work that he puts in for them is just unbelievable. I think he likes having an honest job, to be honest, and it is really nice seeing him doing that.
What's it like having your daughter back in your life?
Fantastic, fantastic. It's like having a new child to me, really, because I was never around when she was younger, and I'm learning all about her and everything, and she's learning about me. It's something completely new to me, really, which I'm sad to say, but it's fantastic. I'd never go back to a life of crime now. It's all finished with. It's history now, as far as I'm concerned. I've just seen another entire different way of living, which just don't compare.
Martin really is